And we continue our Across Africa report with Arise News contributor Frankie Edozien. Hey, Frankie.
Hey, Debbie.
How are you? And we'll get one last report for you before you're off for the holidays.
Yes, indeed.
Good to see you.
But the year's not over yet.
Year's not over, and a whole lot has been happening and can happen. So let's talk with rhetoric coming from Hillary Clinton,
yes,
sort of talking
indeed.
trash about Good Luck Jonathan.
Well, you know, she dipped into her purse and got out a verbal AK-47 and unloaded on the Nigerian president. It was really something, and she did it twice in one day yesterday. She decided to talk about her foreign policy years at the White House, and she said Nigeria's president has essentially squandered Nigeria's oil wealth, but not only that, has fostered a culture of corruption and has not led when it comes to Boko Haram. And she said he has not made any of the hard choices. Now, this is very, very interesting because for years, many people have wondered why President Obama or his wife has not visited Nigeria in their time in office. And Secretary Clinton was the only one who was a high-level person who came from the Obama administration. And for years, people have wondered, when is he ever going to go? Nigeria is Africa's largest economy. But no, he has sidestepped that. So now we're getting a little bit of an insight into why. Essentially, the Obama administration, under Hillary Clinton, they believe that Goodluck Jonathan is an ineffective president. The president has not responded, but recently the Nigerian ambassador was accusing the U.S. of not helping with Boko Haram because they would not sell them arms. And the Americans said, no, we're not going to do that. We're going to give you other kind of tactical assistance. Hillary Clinton yesterday insisted that the Nigerians have to find the girls themselves, but they should accept help, not necessarily arms. She says that is Nigerian territory and the Nigerians should be doing that.
Yeah, sounds like this indeed is a response to that criticism from the Nigerian foreign minister.
Very interesting to see if she does become the U.S. president and Goodluck Jonathan wins re-election, how they will handle each other. This is years down the line, but it's just looking at the tea leaves.
Yeah, it's supposing a lot, but yeah, it will be interesting. Okay, let's move on. It seems like almost every day there's a new Boko Haram attack to talk about.
Indeed. Actually, this weekend, following Hillary Clinton's remarks, there was more attacks. There was a bomb blast this morning, and the Boko Haram also released a very, very gruesome, grisly video in which, you know, the video has not been verified, but it seems as if they were shooting people who were prisoners of theirs. And it's a 10-minute video, and it's quite awful. We don't know who's in it, but they seem to say that these are prisoners that they've captured, and they executed them. So that was really, really awful. So the Nigerian government is really under immense pressure to do something because the whole world is looking. They have not found the girls, which brought everyone's attention to Boko Haram, but large swaths of the country in this end-of-year season where people celebrate Christmas and New Year and all sorts of holidays, people are not feeling safe because every day there's a different bomb blast. So Boko Haram is really saying, we're going to bring down this government no matter what.
Yeah, it's immensely frustrating to see. Let's move on, talk about Ebola. Again,
yes.
It's moved out of our headlines, but it's still raging on in West Africa.
Yes, indeed. So, unfortunately, the death toll has increased to 7,737 over the weekend. There are more deaths coming out of Sierra Leone. We see that Liberia is stabilizing a little bit, but it's still getting worse in Sierra Leone. And what's going on in Sierra Leone right now is that people are taking measures in terms of burials. They did that in Liberia, and it worked really well. So now public service announcements telling people, don't touch anyone who is dead. You can have a safe medical burial and still let the families go back. So now what people are doing are going on the radio, and people who are somewhat famous saying, if I die, please bury me in a medical way, not necessarily in a cultural way that requires you actually touch my body to wish me well. That is what I wish. And so that people believe is going to help because they believe that in Sierra Leone in particular, 70% of the new cases are from people touching dead bodies, family members of theirs.
In the meantime, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf put off, I believe it was parliamentary elections, correct? And they've been held now.
They've been held. They were held on Saturday. We're not quite sure what the results are because they're still counting, but there was quite a large turnout. It looks like soccer star George Weah is in the lead to win a Senate seat. He was actually contesting a seat in which Mrs. Johnson's son is participating in that. So it looks like that's going to happen. The results will be next week. And so far, it seems that that's going on well. Also, we must know that Ban Ki-moon is in the region. He's visiting all three places, trying to give as much support as he can to those three countries.
And just to be clear, of course, we're talking about Liberia.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
Finally, before we are out of time, let's talk about, this is a very interesting case. A U.S. citizen has been arrested by the FBI for counterfeiting in Uganda.
In Uganda. His name is Ryan Gustafson. He's 27, and we don't know where he's from, but we know his last address was in Texas. And so he moved to Uganda, and he set up this currency counterfeiting ring in which $2 million worth of fake currency in not just dollars, but also in euros, Ghanaian cedis and rupees were printed out of Uganda. The FBI arrested him yesterday.
Sounds like a script out of a movie. That's fascinating there.
He faces 25 years in jail.
All right, Frankie, thank you so much.
Thank you.
See you later.
Holidays.
Happy holidays to you as well. That's going to do it for us today. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow for another edition of Arise America. I'm Debbie Turner-Bell. Have a great day. Bye-bye.